Good evening, and welcome to White Mouse Productions' live stream of The Adding Machine. My name is Derek Sands, and I am honored to be the director of tonight's production. This play, one of my favorites, is almost 100 years old, yet I couldn't think of a better play to adapt for a Zoom-based theater. This show was filmed with strict COVID. To keep up with White Mouse's season and upcoming events, make sure to follow at White Mouse Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I couldn't have done this without the help of so many people. I want to thank my amazing cast. I really lucked out because I somehow got the perfect cast to bring this all together. I couldn't be more thankful. I want to thank Madison Rist and Gabby Lisnarski for everything they did to help production-wise. I want to thank Liam, Emily, Jade, Megan, and everyone else from White Mouse for helping me get this off the ground. And I want to specifically thank Emily Mason for editing this and letting me rant to her for hours about my ideas for the show. Lastly, I want to thank my friends, my family, and my girlfriend Cassie for listening to my hyperfixation on the show for the past few months. So without further ado, please enjoy The Adding Machine.
I'm getting sick of them. Westerns, all them cowboys running around and fooling with them ropes. I don't care nothing about that. I'm getting sick of them. I don't see why they don't have any more of them love stories, like for love's sweet sake. The nice and wholesome Mrs. 12 was telling me the other day, Mrs. Zero, says she, what I like is just them wholesome love stories with just a sweet, simple little love story. You're right, Mrs. 12, I says. That's what I like too. They're playing too many westerns at the Rosebud. I'm getting sick of them. I think we'll start going to the Peter Stuyvesant. They got a good bill there Wednesday night. They're playing this Chubby Delano comedy called Seasick. Mrs. 12 was telling me about it the other day. She says it's a scream. They're having this picnic in the country, and they sit Chubby next to an old maid with a great big mouth, and he gets a soba. So when she ain't looking, he goes and picks up a frog and puts it in her clam chowder. And when she goes to eat the chowder, the frog jumps out of it and right into her mouth. Talk about a laugh. Mrs. 12 was telling me she laughed so she nearly passed out. Oh, he sure can pull some funny ones. And they got that big Grace Darling feature, A Mother's Tears. She's sweet, but I don't like her clothes. There's no style to them. Mrs. 9 was telling me she read in Pictureland that she ain't living with her husband. And he's her second too. You wouldn't think it to see her on the screen. She looks so sweet and innocent. Well, maybe it ain't true. You can't believe all you read. They say some Pittsburgh millionaire is crazy about her, and that's why she ain't living with her husband. Mrs. 7 was telling me she has a brother-in-law who has a friend who used to go to school with Grace Darling. He says her name ain't Grace Darling at all. Her right name is Elizabeth Dugan. And all those stories about her making $5,000 a week is the bunk, he says. She's sweet, though. Mrs. 8 was telling me that A Mother's Tears is the best picture she's ever made. Oh, don't miss it, Mrs. 0. Mrs. 8 was telling me it's sweet. She says, just sweet and wholesome. Cry. She says, I nearly cried my eyes out. There's this one part in it where they have this big bum of an Englishman, and he's a married man too, and she's just this sweet, simple little country girl, and she nearly falls for him. But she's sitting outside in the garden one day, and she looks up, and there's her mother staring at her right out of the clouds. So she goes and locks herself in a room that night, and when everybody's asleep, along comes this big bum of an Englishman. And when she won't let him in, what does he do? but kick open the door. Don't miss it, Mrs. Zero. Mrs. 8 was telling me. It's at the Peter Stuyvesant Wednesday night, so don't go telling me you want to go to the Rosebud. The 8's seen it downtown at the Strand. They go downtown all the time, just like us. Oh, guess by the time it gets to the Peter Stuyvesant, all that part about kicking down the door will be cut out. Just like they cut out that big cabaret scene in The Price of Virtue. They sure are pulling some rough stuff in the pictures nowadays. It's no place for a young girl, I was telling Mrs. 11 only the other day. And by the time it gets uptown, half of it is cut out. Oh, but you wouldn't go downtown. Not if wild horses was to drag you. You can wait till it gets uptown. Well, I don't want to wait. I want to see him when everybody else is seeing him and not a month later. And now don't go telling me you ain't got the price. Oh, you could dig up the price. All right, if you wanted to. I notice you always got the price whenever you go to a ball game. But whenever it comes to me having a good time, then it's always, I ain't got the price. I gotta start saving. A fat lot you'll ever save. I got all I can do now, making both ends meet, and you talking about saving. And then don't go pulling that stuff about being tired. I've been working hard all day, twice a day, and the still place enough for me. Tired. Where do you get that tired stuff anyhow? What about me? Where do I come in? Scrubbing your floors, and cooking your meals, and washing your dirty clothes. And you sitting in a chair, adding up figures, and waiting for 5:30. There's no 5:30 for me. I don't wait for no whistle. I don't get no vacations neither. And what's more, I don't get no pay envelope every Saturday night neither. I'd like to know where you'd be without me. And what have I got to show for it? Slaving my life away to give you a home. What's in it for me? I'd like to know. Well, I guess it's my own fault anyway. I was a fool for marrying you. If I'd have had any sense, I'd know what you were from the start. I wish I had it to do it over again. I hope to tell you. You was going to do wonders. You wasn't going to be a bookkeeper long. Oh no, not you. Wait till you got started. There wasn't no job in that store that was too big for you. Well, I've been waiting for you to get started, see? And it's been a good long wait too, 25 years. And I ain't seen nothing happen. 25 years in the same job, 25 years tomorrow. That's something to be proud of, ain't it? Oh, 25 years in the same job and never missed a day. You're something to be proud of, you are. Sitting for 25 years on the same chair, adding up figures. And me, look at me at home here, looking at the same four walls, working my fingers to the bone to make both ends meet. 7 years since you got a raise. Oh, and if you don't get one tomorrow, I'll bet a nickel you won't have the guts to go and ask for one. I didn't pick much when I picked you. I'll tell the world. You ain't much to be proud of. She ain't walking around tonight. You could bet your sweet life on that. And she won't be walking around any more nights neither. Not in this house anyhow. Oh, a bum like that. The idea of her coming to live in a house with respectable people. They should have given her 6 years, not 6 months. Oh, if I was the judge, I'd have gave her life. A bum like that. I guess you're sorry she's gone. I guess you'd like to sit around every night watching her goings on. You're something to be proud of, you are. You better not start nothing with women. If you know what's good for you. I've put up with a lot, but I will not put up with that. I have been slaving away for 25 years, making a home for you and nothing to show for it. If you was any kind of a man, you'd have a decent job by now, and I'd be getting some comfort out of life, instead of just being a slave, washing your pots and then standing over a hot stove. I've been standing in it for 25 years, and I guess I'll stand it for 25 more. But don't you go starting nothing with women.
$3.98, 42 cents, $1.50, $1.50, $1.25, $2, 39 cents, $27.50.
Speed it up a little, can't you?
What's the rush? Tomorrow's another day.
You make me sick.
And you make me sicker.
Go on. We're losing time.
And quit being so bossy. $3, $2.69, $81.50, $40, $8.75. Who do you think you are anyhow?
Never mind who I think I am. You tend to your work.
Aw, don't be giving me so many orders. 60 cents, 24 cents, 75 cents, $1.50, $2.50, $1.50, $1.50, $2.50. I don't have to take it from you. And what's more, I won't.
Oh, quit talking.
I'll talk all I want. $3, 50 cents, 50 cents, $7, 50 cents, $2.50, $3.50, 50 cents, $1.50, 50 cents.
You make me sick. Always shooting off your face about something. Talk. Just like all the other women. Women make me sick.
Who do you think you are anyhow? Bossing me around. I don't have to take it from you. And what's more, I won't.
Women make me sick. They're all alike. The judge gave us 6 months. They wonder what you do in the workhouse anyhow. Peel potatoes. I'll bet she sored me. Maybe she'll try to kill me when she gets out. I better be careful. Hello. Girl slays betrayer. Jealous wife slays rival. You can't tell what a woman's liable to do. I better be careful.
I'm getting sick of it. Always picking on me about something. Never a decent word out of you. Not even the time of day.
I guess you wouldn't have the nerve at that. Maybe she didn't even know it's me. They didn't even put my name in the paper, the big bums. And maybe she's been in a workhouse before, a bum like that. She didn't have nothing on that one time. Nothing but a shirt. You make me sick. I'm sick of looking at your face.
Gee, ain't that whistle ever gonna blow? You didn't used to be like that. Not even a good morning or a good evening. I ain't done nothing to you. It's those girls going around without corsets.
Your face is getting all yellow. Why don't you put some paint on it? She was putting on paint that one time on her cheeks and on her lips and that blue stuff on her eyes. Just sitting there in a shimmy, putting on the paint, walking around the room with her legs all bare.
I wish I was dead.
I was a goddamn fool to let the wife get on to me. She ought to get 6 months at that, the dirty bum. Living in the house with respectable people. She'd be living there yet if the wife hadn't got on to me. Damn her.
I wish I was dead.
Maybe another one will move in. And gee, that would be great. But the wife's got her eye on me now.
I'm scared to do it, though.
You ought to move into that room. It's cheaper than where you're staying now. I ought to tell you about it. I don't mean to always be picking on you.
The smell of it makes me sick. What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought you did.
Well, you thought wrong.
$1.60, $1.50, $2.90, $1.62.
Why the hell should I tell you? A fat chance of you forgetting to pull down the shade.
If I ask for a carbolic, they might get on to me.
Your hair's getting gray. You don't wear them shirtwaists no more with the low collars. When you used to bend down to pick something up.
I wish I knew what to ask for. Girl takes Mercury after all-night party. Woman in 10-story death leap.
I wonder where she'll go when she gets out. I'd like to make a date with her. Why didn't I go over there the night my wife went to Brooklyn? She never would have found out.
I've seen Pauline Frederick do it once. Where could I get a pistol, though?
I guess I didn't have the nerve.
I bet you'd be sorry then you'd been so mean to me. How do I know, though? Maybe you wouldn't.
I got as much nerve as anybody. I'm on the level, that's all. I'm a married man, and I'm on the level.
Anyhow, why ain't I got a right to live? I'm just as good as anybody else. It's refined, I guess. That's all the trouble.
That time the wife had pneumonia, I thought she was going to pass out. But she didn't. The doctor's bill was $87. Wait a minute. Didn't you say $87?
What?
Was the last you said $87?
Oh. $42.50.
Well, I made a mistake. Well, wait a minute. All right, shoot.
$6, $3.15, $2.25, 65 cents, $1.20. You'd talk to me if that was dirt.
I wonder if I could kill the wife without anybody finding out. In bed one night with a pillow.
I used to think you was stuck on me.
I get found out, though. They always have ways.
We used to be so nice and friendly together when I first got here. You used to talk to me then.
Maybe she'll die soon. I noticed she was coughing this morning.
You used to tell me all kinds of things. You were going to show them all. Just the same. Just still sitting here.
Then I could do what I damn please. Oh boy.
Oh, maybe it ain't all your fault either. Maybe if you'd had the right kind of wife, somebody with a lot of common sense, somebody refined. Me.
I guess I get tired of bumming around. Fella needs a place to hang his hat.
I wish she would die.
And when you start going with women, you're liable to get into trouble and lose your job, maybe.
Maybe you'd marry me.
Gee, I wish I'd gone over there that night.
Then I could quit working.
Lots of women would be glad to get me.
You could look a long time before you'd find a sensible, refined girl like me.
Yes, sir. They could look a long time before they find a steady meal ticket like me.
I guess I'd be too old to have any kids. They say it ain't safe after 35.
Maybe I'd marry you. You might be all right at that.
I wonder if you don't want kids, whether if there's any way.
Can you slow up? What do you think I am, a machine?
Say, what do you want anyhow? First it's too slow, and then it's too fast. I guess you don't know what you want.
Never mind about that. You slow up.
Yeah, I'm sick of this. I'm going to ask to be transferred.
Go ahead. You can't make me mad.
Aw, keep quiet. $2.45, $1.20, $1.50, 90 cents, 63 cents.
Marry you? I guess not. You'd be as bad as the one I got.
You wouldn't care if I did ask. I got a good mind to ask.
I was a fool to get married.
And I never see you at all?
What chance has a guy got with a woman tied around his neck?
That time at the store picnic? The year your wife couldn't come. You were nice to me then.
25 years. 25 years holding down the same job.
We were together all day, just sitting under the trees.
I wonder if the boss remembers about it being 25 years.
And coming home that night, you sat next to me in the big delivery wagon.
I got a hunch that there's a big raise coming to me.
I wonder what it feels like to be really kissed. Men, dirty pigs, they just want the bold ones.
If he don't come across, I'm going right up to where he is, and I'm going to tell him where he gets off.
I was dead.
Boss, I'll say, I want to have a talk with you. Sure, he'll say, sit down, have Corona. No, I don't smoke. How's that? He'll say. Well, boss, I'll say, it's like this. Every time I feel like smoking, I take a nickel and I put it in the old sock. A penny saved is a penny earned. That's the way I look at it. Damn sensible, I'll say. You got a wise head on you, Zero.
I can't stand the smell of gas. It makes me sick.
Boss, I'll say, I ain't quite satisfied. I've been on the job 25 years now, and if I'm going to stay on longer, I got to see a future ahead of me. Zero, he'll say, I'm glad you came in. I've had my eye on you, Zero, and nothing gets by me. Oh, I know that, boss, I'll say. That'll hand him a good laugh, that will. You're a valuable man, Zero, he'll say. I want you right up here in the front office with me. You're done adding figures. Come Monday morning, you're gonna come right up here with me.
Them kisses in the movies. Them long ones right on the mouth.
Keep going on right up after that. I'll show some of them boys when they get off.
That one the other night, the devil's alibi. He put his arms around her and her head fell back and her eyes closed, like she was in a daze.
Just give me about 2 years and I'll show them birds when they get off.
I guess that's what it's like. A kind of daze. When I see them like that, I just seem to forget everything.
Then me for a place in Jersey. I made a little Buick. No more Tin Lizzie for me. Until I get started, I'll show them.
I can kind of see it now when I half closed my eyes. The way her head fell back and his mouth pressed right up against hers. Oh God, it must be grand. The whistle.
The whistle. Good night, Mr. Boy.
Oh, Mr.
Yes, sir. Do you want to see me, sir?
Yes, Mr.
Zero.
Yes, Mr. Zero. Wanted to have a talk with you.
Yes, sir. I've been kind of expecting it.
Oh, you have?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with us, Mr.
Zero.
Yes, Mr. Zero.
25 years today.
25 years. It's a long time.
Never missed a day.
And you've done the same work the entire time?
Yes, sir. Right here at this desk.
Well, then in that case, a change wouldn't be unwelcome to you.
No, sir, it won't. And that's the truth.
We've been thinking about making some changes in this department for some time now.
I kind of thought you had your eye on me.
Well, you were right. You see, my efficiency experts have recommended the installation of adding machines.
Adding machines?
Yes, you've probably seen them around, those mechanical devices that add automatically.
Yeah, sure. I've seen them with the keys and the handle that you pull.
That's the one. They do the work in half the time, and, well, even a teenage girl can operate. Now, I'm sorry to let go of an old and faithful employee.
Excuse me, sir, would you mind saying that again?
I said I'm sorry to lose an employee who's been with me for so long, but in an organization like this, efficiency must be the top consideration. You'll draw your salary at the end of the month, and I'll direct my secretary to give you a letter of recommendation.
Wait a minute, boss. You mean I'm canned?
I'm sorry. No other alternative. Old employee. Efficiency. Economy. Business. Business. Business.
Well, it was nice of you to come home. You're only an hour late, and that ain't very much. The supper don't get very cold in an hour. Oh, and also, the part about our having a lot of company don't matter either. Ain't you got enough sense to come home on time? Didn't I tell you we were gonna have a lot of company tonight? Didn't I tell you that the ones are coming? And the twos, and the threes, and the fours, and the fives, and the sixes? Didn't I tell you to come home on time? Oh, it's like talking to a stone wall. Guess you must have had some important business to attend to, like watching the scoreboards. Oh, it's two kids having a fight and you was the referee. You sure do have a lot of business to attend to. It's a wonder you have time to come home at all. You got a tough life you have. Walk in, hang up your hat, and put on the nose bag, and me at home here cooking your supper and waiting for you to get good and ready to come home. Maybe the boss kept you late tonight. Telling you what a big noise you are and how the store couldn't have got along if you hadn't been pushing a pen for 25 years. Where's the gold medal he pinned on you? Did some blind old lady take it? Oh, did you leave it in the boss's limousine when he was driving you home? I bet he gave you a big raise, didn't he? Promoted you from the 3rd floor to the 4th, maybe. Raise? A fat chance you gotta get a raise. All they gotta do is put an ad in the paper. There's 10,000 like you laying out of the street. You'll be pushing a pen for another 25 years if you ain't forgot how to add by then. There's the doorbell. The company's already here, and we ain't hardly finished supper. But I'm going to clear off the table whether you're finished or not. You wanna finish your supper? You got a right to be home on time. Not looking at scoreboards. No. Don't open the door yet. You want the company to see all this mess? And then go and put on a clean collar. You got red ink all over it. Just think after pushing a pen for 25 years, you learn how to do it without getting ink on your collar. Guess I could stay up all night now washing dishes. You should worry. That's what a man's got a wife for, ain't it? Don't he buy her clothes and let her sit at the same table, and all she's got to do is scrub the floors and cook the meals and wash the dishes when the company goes. But believe me, you're going to sling a mean dish towel when the company goes tonight. There's the doorbell again. Then open the door, can't you? Howdy do, Mrs. One.
Howdy do,
Mr. One?
Zero.
Howdy do,
Mrs. Two.
Howdy do, Mrs. Zero.
Howdy do, Mrs.
Howdy do, Mr. Two.
Three.
Howdy do, Mrs. Zero.
Mrs. Zero.
Howdy do, Mrs. Four.
How are you, Mr. 3?
Howdy do, Mrs.
How you
Zero.
do, Mr.
Howdy
Zero?
do, Mrs. Five.
Howdy do, Mrs. Zero.
Howdy do,
Howdy do,
Mrs.
Mr. Four.
6.
Howdy do, Mr.
Howdy
Zero.
do, Mrs. Zero.
Yeah, how's it going, Mr. 5?
How do you do, Mr. Zero?
How do you do, Mr. 6?
Howdy do, Mr. Zero. Some rain we're having, huh?
Never saw the like of it.
Worst in 14 years, paper says.
Can't always go by the papers.
No, that's right, too.
Liable to forget from year to year.
Yeah, come to think of it, last year was pretty bad too.
And how about 2 years ago?
I like them little organdy dresses.
Yeah, with a little lace trimming on the sleeves.
Well, I like 'em plain myself.
Yeah, I always say the plainer, the more refined.
Well, I didn't think a little lace does any harm.
No, it kind of dresses it up.
Well, I always say it's all a matter of taste.
I saw you at the Rosebud movie Thursday night, Mr. One.
Pretty punk show, I'll say.
They're getting worse all the time.
But who was that charming lady, Mr. One?
Now don't you go making trouble for me. That was my sister.
Oh, that's what they all say.
Never mind. I'll bet Mrs. One knows what's what, all right?
Oh, well, he can do what he likes as long as he behaves himself.
Hey, you're a look at that one. Swell chance I'd have of getting away from the Frau, even with my sister.
You ought to be glad you have a good wife to look after you.
That's right, Mrs. Three.
That's right, Mrs.
I guess
Three.
we know who wears the pants in your house, Three.
Hey,
Never mind. I saw them holding hands at the movie the other night.
well, she was just probably trying to take some money away from me or something.
Swell chance you'd have of getting any money away from you.
They sure are a loving couple.
Well, I think we ought to change the subject.
Yes, let's change the subject.
Yeah, did you hear the one about the traveling salesman?
It seems that guy was in a sleeper.
Going from Albany to San Diego.
And in the next berth was an old maid.
With a wooden leg.
Well, along about midnight.
Did you hear about the Sevens?
They're getting a divorce.
It's the second time for him.
They're two of a kind, if you ask me.
One's as bad as the other.
Worse.
They say that she.
I think this woman's suffrage stuff is the bunk.
It sure is. Politics is a man's business.
Women's place is in the home.
Yes, that's it. They should be in the home looking after the kids instead of being out in the streets.
You hit the nail on the head that time.
The trouble is they don't know what they want.
Oh, men sure get me tired.
They sure are a lazy lot.
And dirty.
And they're always grumbling about something.
When they're not lying.
Or messing up the house.
Well, believe me, I tell mine where he gets off.
Business conditions sure are bad.
Never been worse.
I don't know what we are coming to.
Yeah, I expect a big smash up in about 3 months.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
We're sure heading for trouble.
My aunt has gallstones.
My husband has bunions.
My sister expects next month.
My cousin's husband has erysipelas.
My niece has St. Vitus's dance.
My boy has fits.
I never felt better in my life. Knock wood.
Too much damn agitation. That's at the bottom of it.
That's it. Too damn many strikes.
For an agitators, that's what it is.
They ought to be run out of the country.
What the hell do they want anyhow?
They don't know what they want, if you ask me.
America for the Americans is what I say.
That's it. Damn foreigners!
Damn!
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 Damn and
Jail 'em!
Lynch
Shoot 'em.
Bang!
burn 'em.
Why so pensive, Mr. Zero?
I'm thinking.
Well, be careful not to sprain your mind.
Clever.
Oh, look at the poor men, all by themselves.
It looks
They're
like we're
sociable.
neglecting the ladies.
The door.
I'll go. It's for me.
Looking for Mr. Zero.
I've been expecting you.
Come along.
Yeah, just a minute.
Trying to pull here. I've got you covered.
Sure. I know. I just want to give you something.
What's that?
Collar I wore.
What do I want with this?
It's got blood stains on it.
All right, come along.
I gotta go with him. You'll have to wash the dishes yourself.
What are they taking you for?
I killed the boss this afternoon. Sure, I killed him. I ain't saying I didn't, am I? Sure, I killed him. Them lawyers, they give me a good stiff pain. That's what they give me. Half the time, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Objection sustained, objection overruled. Oh, what's the big idea, anyhow? You don't hear me doing any objecting, do you? Sure not. Well, what's the idea of objecting? You got a right to know. What I say is, if one bird kills another bird, well, you got a right to call them for it. That's what I say. I know all about that. I've been on the jury too. Them lawyers, don't let them fill you full of bunk. All that bull about it being red ink on the bill file. Red ink, nothing. It was blood, see. I want you to get that right. I killed him, see, right through the heart with the bill file. I want you to get that right. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, yeah. 6 and 6, that makes 12. I figured it up often enough. 6 and 6 is 12, and 5 is 17, and 8 is 25, and 3 is 28, and carry the 2. I can't. God damn them figures. I can't forget them. 25 years. 8 hours a day, except in Sundays. July and August, half days, Saturdays. Well, 1 week's vacation with pay, and another without pay if you want it. Who the hell wants it? Laying around a house all day, listen to the wife tell you where you get off. And nix. And legal holidays. I nearly forgot them. New Year's, Washington's birthday, Decoration Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Election Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Good Friday, if you want it, and if you're a Jew, Yom Kippur's Day, and the other one, I forgot what they call it. The dirty blank. So always getting two to the other bird's one. If a holiday falls on Sunday and you get Monday off, so that's fair enough. But if the 4th of July falls on Saturday, then you add luck on account of it being a half day anyhow. Give me 25 years. I'll tell you something funny. Decoration Day and then the 4th of July, they always fall on the same day of the week. 25 years. I never missed a day. Check my time card if you don't believe me. 8:27, 8:30, 8:29, 8:32, 8:29, 8:27, 8:27, 8:30. God damn them figures! I can't forget them. The funny things, them figures. They look like people sometimes. It's the 8s, see, 2 dots for the eyes, and a dot for the nose, and a line. That's the mouth, see. And others, some idea of other things, but I can't talk about them on account of there being ladies here. Sure, I killed him, right? Why didn't he shut up? If he had only shut up. But he just kept talking, see, talking, and I felt like saying to him, for Christ's sake, shut up. But I didn't have the nerve. I didn't have the nerve to say that to the boss. And he just kept talking, see, about how sorry he was, and this and that, and he got right up close to me, and his coat, it had 2 buttons on it. Two makes 4. And the bill file, it was right at the desk, right where I could reach it. It ain't right to kill a guy. I know that. when I read all about him in the papers, about him and his 3 kids, I felt like a cheapskate, I tell you. And they put his kids' pictures in the paper right next to mine. And his wife, too. Gee, it must have been swell to have a wife like that. Some guy, they sure was lucky. And he left $50,000 for the girls in the store. He was a good guy at that. 50,000. That's more than twice as much as I'd have if I saved every nickel I ever made. Let's see, 25 and 25 and 25 and 25. God damn it! And yes, with the big black borders around them, and all it said was that the store would be closed for 3 days on account of the boss being dead. And that nearly handed me a laugh. That did. All them buyers and floor walkers and high muckamucks having me to thank for getting 3 days off. I hadn't ought to kill them. I ain't saying nothing about that. But I thought he was going to give me a raise, see, on account of me being there 25 years. He never talked to me, see, except one morning we was walking in the store together, and I held the door for him, and he said, "Thanks." Just like that, thanks. That was the only time he ever talked to me. And he comes walking up to my desk. I didn't know where I got off, a big guy like that walking up to my desk. I felt like I was choking, like, and all of a sudden, I got a bad taste in my mouth, like when you get up in the morning. I didn't have no right to kill him. The district attorney's right about that. He read the law to you right out of the book. Killing birds, that's wrong. But there was that girl, see, 6 months they gave her. It was a dirty trick to tell the cops and everything like that. She shouldn't have done that. But what was I going to do? The wife, she wouldn't let up on me. I had to do it. She used to walk around the house just in her undershirt. Nothing else on. Just in her undershirt. And the judge gave us 6 months. And it's the last I'll ever see of her. Them birds. How did they get away with it? Look, grabbing women the way you see them doing the pictures? There are lots I like to grab like that. But I ain't got the nerve. In the subway and on the street and in the store buying things. Pretty soft for them shoe salesmen, I'll say. Look at women's legs all day. Them lawyers, they give me a pain. I say, a pain. Saying the same things over and over again. I never said I didn't kill him. But that ain't the same as being a regular murderer. What good did it do me to kill him? I didn't get anything out of it. And say yes or no. Yes or no, my Elba. There's some things you can't answer yes or no. Give me the once over, you guys. Do I look like a murderer? Do I? I never did no harm to nobody. That's the wife. She'll tell you. Ask anybody. I never got into trouble. You wouldn't count the one time at the polo grounds. That was just fun, like, see. Everybody was yelling, "Kill the umpire, kill the umpire." And before I knew what I was doing, I fired the pop bottle. The yellow dog. Calling that one a strike, a mile away from the plate. Anyhow, the bottle, it didn't hit him, and when the cop came running up the aisle, I beat it. It didn't hurt nobody. That was just fun, like. See, and that time on the subway, I was reading about a lynching scene down in Georgia. They took this and they tied him to a tree and they poured kerosene on him and it lit up like a big fire under him. Boy, I'd like to have been there with a gat in each hand, pumping him full of lead. Oh, I was in the subway, see, right in Times Square where the big crowd gets on. And all of a sudden, this big steps right on my foot. He's lucky I didn't have a gun on me. I had to kill them for sure. I guess. I guess he couldn't help it on account of the crowd. But a got no right to step on a white man's foot. I told him where he got off all right. The dirty blank. I'm a pretty steady guy. You gotta admit that. 25 years in one job. 52 weeks in a year, 52 and 52 and 52 and 52 and 52 and God damn it. They didn't look for me, did they? I didn't try to run away, did I? Where was I gonna run to? I didn't think about it at all. See, tell you what I was thinking about. How I was going to brick to the wife about being canned. He canned me after 25 years. See, did lawyers tell you about that? I forget. All that talk gives me a headache. Objection sustained, objection overruled, answer yes or no. It gives me a headache. Anyways, that's what I was thinking about. How I was going to break it to the wife about being canned. And what Mr. Vore would think when she heard about me killing him. I'll bet she thought I never had the nerve. I'd have married her if the wife had passed out. I'd be holding down my job yet if he hadn't canned me. And he just kept talking, see, and in the bill file, it was right there. I'm just a regular guy, like anybody else. I like you birds now. Suppose you was me now. Maybe you're doing the same thing. That's the way you ought to look at it. Suppose you was me now.
Guilty!
Wait, this is me chance to explain. I'm always tipsy, I'm kind of lawyers and the figures in my head. I got me a chance to explain them. I was up for 25 years, see, and they gave her 6 months, please.
This here's a cemetery.
Aw, quit your kidding.
You don't mean to say
What's the matter with this place?
a cemetery?
Sure. What of it?
You must be crazy.
This place is all right, I tell you. I've been here lots of times.
Nix on this place for me.
Ain't this place as good as another? What are you afraid of? They're all dead ones here. They don't bother you. Oh, look, here's a new one.
Hey, say, come on out of here.
No, wait a minute. Let's see what it says. Z-E-R-O. Z-E-R-O. Zero. Say, that's the guy.
Zero, he's the guy who killed his boss, ain't he?
Yeah, that's him, all right. But what I'm thinking of is I went to the Who Scout on account of him.
What for?
You know, same old stuff. Tenement house law. Section blah blah of the penal code. Third offense. 6 months.
And this bird?
Him? He was Mama's white-haired boy. We used to live in the same house. Across the air shaft, see? I used to see him looking in my window. I guess his wife must have seen him too. Anyhow, they went and turned the bulls on me. And now I'm out and he's in. Say.
What's so funny?
Say, wouldn't it be funny if that'd be a really good joke on him, all right. He can't do nothing about it now, can he?
Hey, come on out of here. I don't like this place.
Well, you're a bum sport. What do you want to spoil my joke for?
What's that?
It's just the cats. They seem to like it here, all right. But come on if you're afraid. You nervous men sure are the limit.
That's funny. I thought I heard her talking and laughing. But I don't see nobody. Anyhow, what would she be doing here? I guess I must have been dreaming. But how could I have been dreaming when I've been asleep? I can't sleep anyhow. Gee, I'm stiff. Gee, it's lonesome here. But I thought I heard her laughing. What was that?
It's all right. Nothing to be afraid of. I hope I didn't frighten you.
No, it's all right. You see, I wasn't expecting to see anybody.
Oh, then you're a newcomer, aren't you?
Yeah, this is my first night. I couldn't seem to get to sleep.
I know. I can't sleep either. Suppose we keep each other company?
Yeah. That'll be great. I've been feeling awful lonesome.
I know. Well, let's make ourselves comfortable.
Yeah, I'm kind of stiff.
You mustn't mind the stiffness. It wears off in a couple of days. Will you have a camel?
No, I don't smoke.
I find it helps keep the mosquitoes away. Do you mind if I have a smoke, Mr.
No, go right ahead.
Thank you. I didn't catch your name. I say, I didn't catch your name.
I heard you the first time. I'm scared if I tell you who I am, and when I'm done, you'll be off me.
No matter what your sins may be, there is snow compared to mine.
You got another guess coming. My name's Zero. I'm a murderer.
Yes, I remember reading about you, Mr. Zero.
And you still think you're worse than me?
1,000 times worse, Mr. Zero. A million times worse.
What did you do?
I am the foulest, most sinful of murderers. You only murdered your employer, Mr. Zero, but I murdered my mother.
The hell you say?
Yes. My mother. My beloved mother.
Say, you don't mean to say, you're Mr.
Yes.
I remember reading about you in the papers.
Yes. My guilt has been proclaimed to all the world. But that would be a trifle if only I could wash the stain of sin from my soul.
I never heard of a guy killing his mother before. What did you do it for?
Because I have a sinful heart, that there's no other reason.
Did she always treat you square and all that?
She was a saint, I tell you. She cared for me and watched over me as only a mother can.
You don't mean to say you didn't have a scrap or nothing?
Never a harsh or an unkind word, nothing except loving care and good advice. From my infancy, she devoted herself to guiding me on the right path. She taught me to be thrifty, she taught me to be devout, to be unselfish, to shun evil companions and shut my ears to the temptations of the world. In short, to be a respectful, virtuous, and God-fearing man. But it was a hopeless task. At 14, I began to show evidence of my sinful nature.
You didn't kill anybody else, did you?
No. Thank God there's only one murder on my soul. But I ran away from home.
You did?
Yes, a companion lent me a book, a most profane book. The only profane book I've ever read, I'm proud to say. It was called Treasure Island. Have you ever read it?
No, I was never much on reading books.
It is a most profane and wicked tale, a lurid tale of adventure. But it kindled in my heart a sinful desire to go to sea. So I ran away from home.
What did you do? Get a job as a sailor?
No, I never saw the sea, not to the day of my death, I'm thankful to say. No, because as soon as my mother's loving intuition warned her of my intentions, I was sent right back home. And she welcomed me back with open arms, not a harsh word or a look of reproach. But I could read the mute suffering in her eyes as we prayed together all through the night.
Gee, that must have been tough. Gee, these mosquitoes sure are bad, ain't they?
I thought that experience had cured me of evil. So I began to look for a job. At first, I wanted to go into foreign missions, but we couldn't bear the thought of separation, so we decided that I should become a proofreader.
Say, let's go to them camels where I'm getting all bit up.
Certainly.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, at 20, I got a good job working reading proof for a firm that printed catalogs. And after a year, they promoted me and let me specialize in shoe catalogs.
That must have been a good job.
It was. It was a very good job. I was at the shoe catalogs for 13 years. I'd be on them yet if I hadn't.
They ought to put a shot of citronella in that embalming fluid.
We were so happy together. I had my good job, and on Sundays we went to morning and afternoon and evening service. It was an honest and a moral mode of life.
It sure was.
Then came that fatal Sunday. Dr. Amaranth, our minister, was over eating dinner with us, and as soon as he was done saying grace, we had our soup. And everything was going along as usual. We were eating our soup, and Dr. Amaranth and all of us were discussing the sermon, just like every other Sunday. And then came the leg of lamb. I can see the scene before me just as it was. Dr. Amaranth on my right, my mother on my left, the leg of lamb on the table before us, the cuckoo clock right there between the windows on the little shelf.
Yeah, but what happened?
Well, I started to carve the leg of lamb. Did you ever carve a leg of lamb?
No, corned beef was our speed.
It's very difficult on account of the bone. So there was a danger of spilling it, of course, because gravy is in the dish, and so my mother would always hold it for me as I cut it, and so she leaned over as she always did, and I raised my knife, and I saw her locket. It dangling from her neck. It had my baby picture in it, and one of my first baby curls. So I went to carve the leg of lamb, and instead I cut Mommy's throat.
You must have been crazy.
No, don't try to justify me. I was not crazy. They tried to prove in court that I was crazy, but Dr. Amaranth saw the truth. He saw it from the first. He knew that it was my sinful nature. He told me what was in store for me.
Well, your troubles are over now.
Over? Do you think this is the end?
Sure. What more could they do to us?
Do you think there could ever be any peace for such as we are? Murderers, sinners, don't you know what awaits us? Flames! Eternal flames!
Keep your shirt on, buddy. They wouldn't do that to us.
No escape, I tell you. We're going to be tortured for all eternity.
Hey, put on the soft pedal.
It won't be long now. We'll receive our summons soon.
Well, if it ain't. Hello, buddy. Mr. Zero. Very happy to see you. Same here. I wasn't expecting to see you either. This is a kind of nice place. I wouldn't mind resting here a while. You may if you wish. I'm kind of tired. I ain't used to being outdoors. I haven't walked this much in years. Sit down under the tree. Do they Did he let you sit on the grass?
Oh, yes.
Boy, this feels good. I'll tell the world my feeders. I ain't used to so much walking. Say, would it be alright if I took my shoes off? My feet are tired.
Certainly. Some of the people here go barefoot.
Yeah, they sure must be nuts. But I'm only off for a while, so long as it's alright. This grass feels nice and cool. Say, this is a life of Riley, alright. This is a really nice place. What did they call this place anyway?
Elysian Fields. The Elysian Fields.
Oh. It sure was a nice place.
They say that this is the most desirable of all places, that only the most favored remain here.
Yeah? Oh, well, that lets me out, I guess. What are you doing here? I thought for sure you'd be burned by now.
Mr. Zero, I am the most unhappy.
Why? Because we've been roasted alive?
Nothing's turned out as I expect. I saw everything so clear. The flames, the torment, the unspeakable eternity of agony as the just punishment for my horrible, horrible crime. But it's all turned out so different.
That's pretty soft for you, eh?
No. It's right and just that I should be punished. I could have borne it stoically. All those endless ages of unspeakable torment, and I would have exulted in the magnificence of divine justice. But this isn't that. What becomes of justice? What becomes of morality? What becomes of right and wrong? It's maddening. It's simply maddening. Dr. Amory, here to advise me.
You mean to say that they called you yet for cutting your mother's throat?
No. It's terrible. Terrible. I was prepared for anything. Anything but this.
What did he say to you?
Only that I was to come here and remain until I understood.
I don't get it. What do they want you to understand?
I don't know, Zero. I don't know. If only I had some inkling of what they meant. Listen for a second. Do you hear anything?
Nope.
You don't hear any music, do you?
Music? No, I don't.
People here say that it never stops.
They're kidding.
You think so?
Sure thing. There ain't a sound.
Perhaps they're capable of anything. I haven't even told you the bitterest of my disappointments.
Spill it. I'm getting used to hearing bad news.
When I first got here, my first thought was to find my dear mother. I wanted to ask her forgiveness. I wanted her to help me understand. She isn't here, Mr. Zero. Here, where only the most favored dwell, is the wisest and purest of spirits nowhere to be found. I don't understand it.
Mr. Zero! Oh, Mr. Zero!
If only you could see some of the people here, the
Wait,
things
wait,
they do.
wait a minute. I think somebody's calling.
Zero! Oh, Mr. Zero!
What the hell is that? I wonder if the wife's on my trail already. That would be swell. And I figured on her being there for another 20 years anyhow.
Mr. Zero!
That ain't her voice. Yoo-hoo! Ain't that always the way? Just when a guy is taking life easy and having a good time, here she comes now.
Well, Opie, what do you know about that?
Oh, I've been following you for days. Calling and calling. I thought I'd never catch up to you. Didn't you hear me?
Not till just now. You look kind of winded.
Sure am. I can hardly catch my breath.
Sit down and take a load off. It's okay. He's a friend. Say, buddy, I'd like you to meet my friend, Mr. Wood. How do you do?
I do.
He's a friend. Say, I guess you don't mind if he sits down and cools off for a while, do you?
No, certainly not.
I was just taking a rest myself. I took my shoes off on account of my feet being so sore.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired too. Say, it sure is pretty here, ain't it? What's what they call this place?
See, he was telling me a minute ago it's some kind of feat. Hey, buddy, what would we call this place again? You don't get me. He's thinking. Why, he's the guy who murdered his mother, remember?
Oh, yeah. Him.
And he had it all figured that they was going to roast him or something. Now that he's here, they're not going to do nothing to him. It's kind of nice. He's a kind of
He looks like a nice young fella.
Sure, sight for soul rise. I never expected to see you here.
Oh, I thought maybe you'd be kind of surprised.
Surprise is right. I thought you was alive and kicking. When did you pass out?
Right after you did. Just a couple days.
Yeah. What happened? You might crack us up.
No. You see, it's this way. I blew out the gas.
Go on. What was the big idea?
I don't know. I lost my job.
But you're sorry you did it now, aren't you?
No, not at all. Say, Mr. Zero, I've been thinking it would be kind of nice if me and you, if we could kind of talk things over.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. But you and me, we ain't never really talked things over, have we?
Yeah, that's right. We ain't. Well, let's go.
I was thinking if we could be alone.
You don't hear me. He's dead to the world. Say, buddy. Say, buddy.
Were you speaking to me?
Yeah. How'd you guess? I was thinking maybe like walk around a little and look for you.
It's no use. I've looked everywhere.
Maybe over there they might know.
Oh, no. I've searched everywhere. She's not here.
Listen, yo. Me and my friend, see, we used to work in the same store. We got some things to talk about. Business. Kind of complicated. So, if it ain't asking too much, certainly. Excuse me. He is a good guy.
It sure is pretty here, ain't it?
Yeah, it isn't bad.
And the flowers, aren't they just perfect? Why, you'd think they was artificial, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
And the smell of them, perfume.
Yeah.
I'm crazy about the country, ain't you?
It's nice for a change.
Them store picnics, remember?
You bet. They sure was fun.
One time, I guess you don't remember. The two of us, me and you, we sat down in the grass under a tree, just like we're doing now.
Sure.
Oh, go on. I'll bet you don't.
I'll bet I do. It was the other wife.
That's right.
And then coming home, we sat together in the front.
Yeah. Always wanted to ask you something.
What?
Well, while we was coming home, you put your arm up on the bench behind me, and I could feel your knee kind of pressing against explain.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, what I wanted to ask was it kind of accidental?
Sure, it's accidental. Accidental on purpose.
Do you mean it?
Sure, I mean it. You mean to say you didn't know?
I wanted to ask you for so long. No.
Then why did you get sore at me?
Sore? I wasn't sore. When was I sore?
That night. Sure you were sore. If you wasn't sore, then why did you move away?
Just to see if you meant it. I thought if you meant it, you'd move up closer. And when you took your arm out, I was sure you didn't mean it.
And I thought all this time that you were serious. That's why I took my arm away. I thought if I moved up, you'd fall up. And then I'd be in a jam like see those guys when you read about in the paper about them getting pulled in for annoying women.
I wanted you to put your arm around me. I was sitting there, wishing all the way home.
You know about that. Sure as hard luck that is if I don't know. What do you feel like doing? You know, you have the nerve. What? Felt like this.
I wanted to do.
You'd have let me.
I wanted you to. I wanted you to. Oh, why didn't you?
I didn't have the nerve. I sure would.
I would have let you all you wanted to. I wouldn't have cared. I know it would have been wrong, but I wouldn't have cared. I wasn't thinking about right or wrong at all. I didn't care, you see. I just wanted you to kiss me.
I don't know it. I wanted to do it. I swear I did. I didn't think you cared nothing about me.
I never said nothing about what to do.
You mean on the level? You're not kidding.
I ain't kidding. I mean it. I'm telling you the truth. I never had the nerve to do it before, but I don't care. Don't make no difference now. I mean it. Every word of it.
If I'd only knew it.
Listen, there's something else I want to tell you. I guess I might as well tell you everything now. It'll make no difference. About my blowing out the gas. Do you know why I done it?
Yeah, you told me. On account of being king.
Oh, I just told you that. That ain't the real reason. The real reason is on you.
You mean to say that on account of me?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't have nothing to go on living for. What for? I didn't want to go on living. I had nothing to live for with you gone. I haven't thought of doing it before. I never have. And anyhow, I didn't want to leave you.
And me balling you out. I swear I did. I was always stuck on it. When I was adding them figures, I'd be thinking about how if the wife died, you and me get married.
I used to think of that too.
And then, before I knew it, I was falling in love.
Them was the times I think of blowing out the gas. But I didn't until you were gone. There was nothing to live for then. But it wasn't so easy to do, anyhow. I could never stand the smell of gas, and all the while I was getting ready. You know, stuff the way you read about me. I was thinking of you, and hoping that maybe I'd meet you again. And I made up my mind. If I ever did see you, I'd tell you.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad. It don't do much good now, does it?
No, I guess not. But there's one thing I'm going to ask you.
What's that?
I want you to kiss me.
You better.
It's not like that. I mean, really kiss me. On the mouth. I've never been kissed like that before. So that's what it's like. I didn't know it could be like that. I didn't know anything could be like that.
She's so nice. your eyes or something. I've never seen your eyes shine like that.
Listen, do you hear it? Do you hear the music?
I don't hear nothing.
Listen, you hear it.
Yeah, I hear it. You know, he told me there was music, but I hear this now.
Ain't it grand?
Well, say, you know what? What? It makes me feel like dancing.
Yeah, me too.
Come on, let's dance.
Oh, I can't dance. I ain't danced in 20 years.
That's nothing. I ain't either. Come on.
Oh.
I feel just like a kid. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me kiss my. Sure am. My heart's going a mile a minute.
Well, why don't you lay down? You can.
Such a bad idea.
It was swell, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you gotta be used to it.
Just imagine. Wouldn't it be swell?
Yeah, there ain't a chance. Let's don't have to do this.
It ain't so bad, are we?
Go on! Me, a murderer, and you commit suicide? Anyways, they weren't scared for this. They live in.
Why, listen.
You don't. You know it, right? You got a wife?
Not anymore, you ain't. When you're dead, that ends it. Don't they always say until death do us part?
You might be right. But they won't escape.
We would have made up for all them years.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't care. I got you now.
I sure am crazy about you. I never saw you looking so pretty before. Your cheeks all red. You got swell hair.
You got each other now.
Crazy about you. Daisy, that's a pretty name. It's a flower, ain't it? Well, that's what you are. Just a flower.
We can stay together, can't we?
Yeah, as long as they'll let us. I sure am crazy about you. Watch your step.
What's the matter?
It's coming.
Oh, is that all? What about it?
You don't want to see us laying around like this, do you?
I don't care if he does.
Well, you ought to care. You don't want to think you're not a fine girl. He's an awful moral bird, he is.
I don't care about him. I don't care about anybody else but you.
Sure. I know, but you don't need to talk. You better fix it. Well, you got back all right, didn't you?
I hope I haven't returned too soon.
No, that's all right. We're just talking about business.
We was thinking we could stay here forever.
You may if you like.
What?
Anyone who likes, they remain.
But I thought you were telling
Just
me.
as I told you, only the most favored do remain, but anyone may.
I don't get it. There's a catch in it somewhere.
It don't matter as long as we can stay together.
We're thinking about getting married.
May or may not, just as you like.
You don't mean to say we could stay here if we did it?
Yes. care.
And there's some here that ain't married.
Yes.
I don't know about this place at that. It must be a kind of mixed crowd.
It don't matter, as long as we got each other.
Sure. And I know, but you want to mix with people that ain't respected.
Can we get married right away? I'm sure there are a lot of ministers here.
Not as many as I'd hope to find. The two most popular are Dean Swift and Avi Relay. They're both much beloved for some indecent stories they've written.
What? Ministers writing smutty stories? Say, what kind of a dump is this anyways?
I don't know, Mr. Zero. All these people are so strange, so unlike all of the good people I've known. They seem to think of nothing but enjoyment or of wasting their time in profitless occupations. There are some who spend all their time painting pictures from morning until night or carving blocks of stone. Others write songs or put words together day in and day out. Still others do nothing but lie under the trees and look at the sky. There are men who spend all their time reading books and women who think only of adorning themselves. And forever, they are telling stories and laughing and singing and drinking and dancing. There are drunkards, thieves, vagabonds, blasphemers, adulterers. There is one.
That's enough. That's enough. I heard it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna beat it. That's what I'm gonna do.
But you said you liked it here.
Liked it? You don't mean to say you want to stay here, do you? With a lot of romies and loafers and bums?
Well, we don't have to bother with them. We could just sit here and look at the flowers and listen to the music.
Music? You heard music?
Yeah. Don't you hear it?
No. They say it never stops, but I've never heard it.
I thought I heard it before. I don't hear nothing now. Well, what's the quickest way out of this place?
Well, won't you stay just a little longer?
Didn't you hear me say I'm going? Goodbye, Mr. Boy.
I'm never gonna see him again.
Are you going to stay here?
It don't make no difference now. Without him, I might as well be alive.
All right, Zero. Cease firing.
What'd you say?
I said stop punching that machine.
Stop.
Yes. Can't you stop? Here, Joe, give me a hand. He can't stop.
What's the idea? Can't you let me alone?
How long have you been here?
She's 25 years, 300 months, 9,131 days, 136,000 hours.
That'll do. That'll do.
I ain't never missed a day, not an hour, not a minute. Say, look at all the work I got done.
Well, it's time to quit.
Wait, what do you mean quit? I ain't gonna quit.
You have to.
What for? What do we gotta quit for?
You have to go back.
Go back where? What are you talking about?
Back to Earth, you idiot. Where else?
Cap, go on, Cap. Who are you kidding?
I'm not kidding anybody. And don't call me Cap. I'm a lieutenant.
All right, lieutenant, all right. But what's this about you trying to tell me about going back?
It's just what I said. Man, you must be pretty thick. How many times do I have to tell you something?
Nobody ever told me about going back. That's the first time I heard of it.
You didn't think you were going to be here forever, did you?
Sure. Why not? I did my bit, didn't I? 45 years of it. 25 in the store. And when the boss canned me, I knocked him out cold. I guess you haven't heard about that.
I know all about that. Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, I done my bit, didn't I? That ought to let me out.
So you think you're all through, do you?
Sure I do. I did the best I could while I was here, and then I passed out. And now I'm sitting pretty here.
Man, you've got a funny idea about the way they run things. But do you think they go through the effort of making a soul just to use it once?
Once is often enough, it seems to me.
Seems to you, does it? Well, who are you, and what do you know about it? Man, they use a soul over and over again, over and over until it's completely worn out.
Nobody ever told me.
You really thought you were all through here. That's a hot one, that is.
How was I to know?
Use your brains. Where will we put all the souls? We're crowded enough as it is. Man, think of this place as a repair and service station, a cosmic laundry, if you will. We get the souls in by the bushelful, and whew, you should see some of them. The muck and the slime. Ugh. But then we get busy cleaning them. We disinfect them, we give them a nice kerosene rub, mend the holes, and then back they go. Practically good as new.
You mean to say that I've been here before, before the last time, I mean?
Been here before? You boob. You've been here thousands of times. 50,000 at least.
How was it I don't remember it?
Well, it's partly because you're stupid. But mainly it's because that's just the way they fixed it. They're funny like that. They'll go and pull something right when you least expect it. But economy's at the bottom of it. They figure that if the souls just kept on remembering, well, then they get worn out quicker.
Don't any of them remember?
Oh, sure, some do. You see, there are two types of souls. There's the one that gets better and better each time, which those are easy. We just give those a nice clean and wash, and out they go. Then there's the second type that gets worse and worse each time. That's you.
Me? You don't mean to say I'm getting worse all the time.
Yes, worse and worse each time.
Well, what was I when I started? A king or something?
A king? That's a good one. No. If you really want to know what you were the first time, I'll tell you. You were a monkey.
A monkey?
Yes, a monkey. A long-tailed, chattering, hairy little monkey.
That must have been a long time ago.
Oh, not that long ago. A few million years or so. Seems like yesterday for me.
Then look here. What do you mean about saying that I'm getting worse all the time?
Just what I said. You weren't so bad as a monkey, but then again, you did what all the other monkeys did. And it kept you in the open air. You weren't women shy either. There was this one red-haired little monkey. Well, never mind. But you weren't so bad then. But again, there was always a bigger and brainier monkey that you always kowtowed to. The mark of the slave was on you from the start.
You ain't very particular about what you call people, are you?
You wanted the truth, didn't you? If there was ever a soul that should have been labeled a slave from the beginning, it's yours. Every boss and king that there ever were put their trademark on your backside.
It ain't fair if you ask me.
Hey, don't look at me. I don't make the rules. All I know is that you've been getting worse and worse each time. I believe 6,000 years ago, you were a slave hauling stones in that place they called Africa to help build the pyramids. You remember the pyramids, don't you?
Them big pointy things?
That's it.
I seen a picture of them in the movies.
Well, you helped build them. It was a long step down from your happy days of swinging in the jungle, but it was a good job, even though you had no idea what you were doing, and you had your back striped bare by the foreman's whip. 2,000 years ago, you were a Roman galleon slave. Again, the whip. But you were one of the triremes that helped take down the Carthaginian fleet with a goal. But then you had muscles. Back muscles, chest muscles, biceps. Wake up, you mutt! Where do you think you are? And then you were a serf. You dug up lumps of clay. And you wore an iron collar then, well, because white ones hadn't been invented yet. Again, a step down. But where you dug, potatoes grew, and that helped fatten the pigs. Which was something. Now, I don't want to rub it in.
Rub it in is right. See, it seems to me I got a pretty healthy kick coming. I ain't had a square deal. Hard work. That's all I ever had.
What else were you good for?
That ain't the point. The point is, I'm through. I had enough. Let him find somebody else to do the dirty work. I'm sick of being the goat.
Lightning clap.
What? Oh, I wasn't done with my line yet.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Rolling, scene 7, take 8.
Action.
Oh, well, that ain't the point. The point is, I'm through. I had enough. Let him find somebody else to do the dirty work. I'm sick of being the goat. I quit right here and now. Ah! What was that?
Don't worry. Nobody's gonna hurt you. That's just their way of saying they don't like it when you talk like that. Look, I get it. The system's fixed. It's broken and it's rotten. But there's nothing I can do about it, so what are you gonna do?
Why can't they stop picking on me? I'm satisfied here doing my work. I don't want to go back.
You've got to. I told you.
What chances have I got? At my age? Who'll give me a job?
You don't think you're going back the way you are, do you?
Sure. How then?
You're gonna have to start all over.
All over?
Yes. You'll be a baby again. A bald, red-faced little animal with millions of others just like you, with their mouths open, squalling for food. Then you'll get a little bit older, and you'll begin to learn things. And you'll learn them all in the wrong ways. You'll eat the wrong food. You'll wear the wrong clothes. You'll learn to be a liar, a coward, a braggart, a sneak, and a cheat. You'll be in swarming dens with no light and no air. And you'll learn to fear sunlight and hate beauty. Then you'll get a little older again, and you'll go to school. And there they'll tell you truths about all the things you don't give a damn about and lies about all the things that you ought to know. And what you do want to know, they'll tell you nothing at all. Then you'll be equipped for your life's work. You'll be ready to take a job.
A job? What'll it be? Another adding machine?
Yes, but not one of these old, antiquated adding machines. No, this adding machine will be a superb, super hyper adding machine that is as far away from this old piece of junk that you are from God. This adding machine will make you stand up and take notice. It will be installed in coal mines where it will be able to record the individual output of each miner. It will be in the lower galleries, and as a miner picks up a shovelful of coal, it'll automatically send into motion a graphite pencil, which will then put a white mark on a black celium drum. Then the work comes in. And with your right toe, Zero, you'll let in a violet ray that will then be put upon this white mark. And as the violet ray is playing upon and through the white mark, it will then set in motion the adding apparatus keys. And with this, you'll be able to record the individual efforts of each miner with no human effort other than that of your great right toe.
Hey, that'll be some machine, won't it?
Some machine is right. It'll be the final culmination of the human effort, the final stages of the evolutionary process. For millions of years, the nebulous gases swirled in space, and then for millions of more years, through inconceivable ages, those gases hardened into rock. And then life, green floating things on the waters of the earth. And then a miracle, a creature rose from the slime. And then so on, a step here, a step there, again here and again there, from the fish, the mollusk, the mammal, then man. All of this effort, Zero, just so you can sit in the lower galleries of a coal mine and use nothing but your great right toe.
Then it ain't so bad after all.
You're a failure, Zero, a failure, a waste product, a slave to a steel contraption. You have the animal's instincts without his strength and skills, the animal's appetite without his unashamed indulgence of them. True, you eat, sleep, reproduce, and excrete, but any microscopic organism can do that. Well, time's up. Time for you to go back to your sunless groove, the realities of slums and war. Just so some political demagogue or political adventurer or jingo can take advantage of you because of your ignorance and credulity for their own provincialism. You poor, spineless, brainless boob. I feel sorry for you.
Get me here. Don't send me back. Let me stay.
Get up. You've got to. You don't have a choice.
I can't go back. I can't start all over again.
You have to. I told you. I can't change that.
Well, what are you going telling me so much for? You just let me go thinking that everything was going to be all right.
You wanted to know, didn't you?
How did I know what you were going to tell me? I can't stop thinking about it. I'll never be able to stop thinking about it. I'll be thinking about it all the time.
All right. I'll send a girl to keep you company.
A girl? What for? What good will a girl do me?
She'll help you forget about your troubles.
She will? Well, where is she?
Give me a second. I'll call her. Hope! Yoo-hoo! Yes, Charlie? Come over here. There's a man that wants to take you back with him. Okay, be right there, Charlie dear. Kind of familiar, isn't she?
What did you say your name is?
Hope. Hope.
Is she good looking?
Is she good looking? You should see her. Blonde hair, big blue eyes, and pearly whites.
Say that listens good to me. Will she be long?
She won't be long. Give her a second. Can't you see her?
No. Where?
She's right there, by the corridor to the right.
Oh, so now I see her. What's the matter with me, anyhow? Say, she is some Jane. Oh, you baby vamp.
She'll help you forget about your troubles.
What troubles are you talking about?
Never mind. Go to her. Don't keep her waiting.
You bet I won't. Hope! Wait for me. I'll be right with you. I'm on my way.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Did you get that? He thought he saw somebody, and he's following her.
You shut your face.
What's the idea? Can't I even laugh when I see something funny?
Funny? I'll show you something funny. Now, go get a mop to clean up this mess. Another person's coming in. Hurry along. Hell, I'll tell the world this is a lousy job.
Love is just a little bit of heaven since I fell in love with you. Love can make a home a little heaven whenever two hearts are through. Love can light the world and keep it growing. Love can plant the rose and keep it growing. Love is just a little bit of heaven, and heaven